Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the top 10 wealthiest African countries, but with a twist. We're not just looking at their GDP, we're comparing them to the economies of US states. Because, nothing says economic powerhouse like being compared to a place where people argue about whether or not it's okay to wear socks with sandals. Now I know what you're thinking. Trevor, comparing entire countries to individual states? That's like comparing apples and, well, Florida, it's just weird, and you'd be right. We're going to see just how much ground Africa is gaining on the global stage and how much further it still has to go. So buckle up, grab your safari hats. Just kidding. Cultural appropriation is never cool. And let's get started. First up, we have the giant of Africa, Nigeria, coming in hot with a GDP comparable to the great state of Michigan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Michigan, the land of cars, Motown, and questionable winters. How can you compare that to the vibrant, diverse powerhouse that is Nigeria? Well, hear me out. Both Nigeria and Michigan are economic powerhouses in their own right. Nigeria is known for its oil production, agriculture, and booming film industry, Nollywood. Michigan, on the other hand, is known for its automotive industry, manufacturing, and, well, let's be honest, it's still trying to figure things out after the whole decline of the auto industry thing. But hey, at least they have M&M, right? The point is, both places have gone through their ups and downs, but they're still standing, and they're both major players in their respective regions. Next up, we're heading south to the tip of the continent, to South Africa, a nation with a GDP on par with the state of Maryland. Now, let's be real, folks. Maryland is a pretty wealthy state. It's got the Chesapeake Bay, Johns Hopkins University, and, of course, the infamous Baltimore accent. But South Africa, that's a whole different ballgame. We're talking stunning landscapes, incredible wildlife, and a history so complex and nuanced it would make your head spin. From its thriving mining industry to its growing tech sector, South Africa is a nation on the rise. And let's not forget about its booming tourism industry. Our next stop takes us to the cradle of civilization, Egypt, a country whose GDP matches up with the Rocky Mountain state of Colorado. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, are you serious right now? Comparing the land of pharaohs and pyramids to a state known for its ski resorts and craft breweries, you've officially lost it. And you know what? You might be right, but hear me out on this one. Both Egypt and Colorado have a lot more in common than you might think. For starters, they're both home to some of the most breathtaking natural wonders in the world. But beyond their natural beauty, both Egypt and Colorado are also economic powerhouses in their own right. So the next time you're sipping on a cold one in the Rockies, raise a glass to Egypt, the Colorado of the Middle East. Chapter 4. Algeria, from desert sands to Kentucky bluegrass. Coming in at number 4, we have Algeria, a North African nation with a GDP similar to the bluegrass state of Kentucky. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, this is getting ridiculous. Comparing a vast desert nation to a state known for its rolling hills, bourbon distilleries, and horse racing, you're really reaching for it now. And to be fair, you're not entirely wrong, but there's a method to my madness, folks. Both are rich in natural resources, with Algeria boasting vast oil and gas reserves, and Kentucky known for its coal, agriculture, and of course, its bourbon. Both Algeria and Kentucky are also facing similar challenges, such as economic diversification and creating jobs for their citizens. Chapter 5. Morocco, the Kansas of North Africa. Next up, we're heading to Morocco, a North African gem with a GDP comparable to the state of Kansas. Now, I know what you're thinking. Kansas, the state where the Wizard of Oz desperately wanted to escape from. What could it possibly have in common with the vibrant, exotic land of Morocco? Well, my friends, more than you might think. Both Morocco and Kansas are known for their agricultural prowess. Kansas, with its endless fields of wheat, is considered the breadbasket of America. And Morocco, with its fertile plains and diverse climate, is a major producer of fruits, vegetables, and of course the essential ingredient in couscous. Both Kansas and Morocco are also experiencing a surge in tourism. Morocco is quickly becoming one of the hottest tourist destinations on the planet. Chapter 6. Kenya, the Nevada of East Africa. Our next stop takes us to East Africa, to the vibrant nation of Kenya, a country with a GDP that aligns with the state of Nevada. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nevada? The land of casinos, bright lights and Elvis impersonators. How can you even compare that to the stunning natural beauty and cultural richness of Kenya? And you know what? You make a fair point. It's not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but trust me on this one, folks. Both Kenya and Nevada are known for their tourism industries. Kenya's incredible wildlife, breathtaking landscapes, and vibrant culture attract tourists in droves. Chapter 7, Ethiopia, the New Mexico of Africa. Next up, we travel to the Horn of Africa, to the ancient land of Ethiopia, a country with a GDP akin to the state of New Mexico. Now, I know what you're thinking. New Mexico, the land of chili peppers, alien conspiracies, and Breaking Bad. What could it possibly have in common with Ethiopia, the birthplace of coffee and one of the oldest civilizations on Earth? Both Ethiopia and New Mexico are known for their unique cultures and traditions. New Mexico is a melting pot of Native American, Hispanic, and Anglo influences, while Ethiopia boasts a rich history and a tapestry of diverse ethnic groups. Both Ethiopia and New Mexico are also experiencing economic growth and development. Ethiopia is quickly becoming an economic powerhouse in East Africa. Our next stop takes us to West Africa, to the vibrant nation of Ghana, a country with a GDP similar to the state of Nebraska. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nebraska, the state known for its cornfields, football, and, well, more cornfields. What could it possibly have in common with Ghana, the land of cocoa beans, kente cloth, and the Black Star? Well, my friends, you might be surprised. Both Ghana and Nebraska are known for their agricultural prowess. Nebraska is a major producer of corn, soybeans, and beef, while Ghana is a leading exporter of cocoa beans, timber, and gold. Both Ghana and Nebraska are also known for their friendly people and welcoming cultures. In Ghana, you'll be welcomed with open arms and a taste of delicious Ghanaian cuisine. Next up, we're heading back to East Africa, to the stunningly beautiful nation of Tanzania, a country with a GDP that matches up with the state of West Virginia. Now, I know what you're thinking. West Virginia, the state known for its mountains, coal mining, and, well, more mountains? What could it possibly have in common with Tanzania, the land of Mount Kilimanjaro, the Serengeti National Park, and Zanzibar Island? Well, my friends, you might be surprised. Both Tanzania and West Virginia are known for their stunning natural beauty. West Virginia is famous for its Appalachian Mountains, its lush forests, and its winding rivers, and Tanzania is renowned for its incredible wildlife, its breathtaking landscapes, and its pristine beaches. Both Tanzania and West Virginia are also facing similar challenges, such as economic diversification and creating jobs for their citizens. Last but not least, we arrive in southern Africa, to the oil-rich nation of Angola, a country with a GDP comparable to the state of Delaware. Now, I know what you're thinking. Delaware, the state known for, well, being the first state to ratify the Constitution? And maybe its beaches? What could it possibly have in common with Angola, a country still recovering from a long and brutal civil war? Well, my friends, you might be surprised. Both Angola and Delaware, despite their vastly different histories and cultures, are small but mighty economic players. Delaware, despite its size, is a major hub for corporations and financial institutions. And Angola, with its vast oil reserves, is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. Both Angola and Delaware are heavily reliant on a single industry, and that reliance on a single industry comes with its own set of challenges, as both places have learned. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 wealthiest countries in Africa compared to US states. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, this was a wild ride, but I'm still not sure I get it. Why compare entire countries to individual states? Well, my friends, the point wasn't to say that these places are exactly the same. It was to challenge our perceptions, to make us think about Africa's economic progress in a new and hopefully more nuanced way. Because when we step outside of our usual frameworks and start making these unexpected comparisons, we begin to see the world a little differently. Thanks for watching.